I'd just like to take the thanks in advance for my roving reporters Zoe, Charlotte and Eddie for taking the time to go around the school and find out what everyone's reading and to promote literacy across the school. You'll remember the last time they did the Tyree News that it was on the back of World Book Day and we were encouraging more people to read. And that's exactly what's happened. And it doesn't matter what you read, you can be reading fiction, non-fiction, magazines, or even instruction manuals. The more you read, the better it is, the easier it is and the more enjoyable it is. So thanks very much for the reporters, thanks very much for everyone who volunteered to take part in the video, and I hope you all have a great week ahead.
What book are you reading just now and what's it about?
I am reading a book called The Thursday Murder Club, and it is by Richard Osman, who you might know off the television. He's one point of that, right? And it is all about, it's a crime and thriller book, and it's all about an unsolved mystery, and all these people, all these older people get together, and there's loads of twists and turns in it, so it's really exciting and it's really good fun.
How many level you're in history in Scotland? Agus ha úsach Roving, agus, yeah.
What book are you reading just now and what's it about?
I'm reading a book called Winning Isn't Always First Place, and it's about how you can still succeed even if you don't come first.
What book are you reading just now and what makes it enjoyable?
I'm reading a book called Hyperspace High about a child who got on the wrong bus and ended up going to space.
I'm reading a book called The Final Game by Caoimhe MacDonald, who's an Irish writer. It's a comedy, it's a bit of a murder mystery, and it's really, really exciting and really funny.
What book are you reading just now and what's it about?
I'm reading a book called Tom Gates, and it's funny because it's like relatable, because at the moment he's like shredded a wedding dress by accident and it's really funny and he's trying to fix it.
What book are you reading just now and what's it about?
Okay, so I'm reading this book called The Amazing Teenage Brain, Blame My Brain, and it's very good for parents and young people to understand about what happens in the teenage brain. You know, looking at different emotions and trying to understand how we can communicate with one another. Very, very interesting and good.
What book are you reading and what is it about?
It's pretty much feel the fear where someone tries to scare the other person. Because the siblings are trying to beat each other for some reason.
Well, at the moment I'm reading quite a few books because I'm looking at lots of books to do with revision for all the courses I'm teaching next year, so that all my pupils can get really good high grades.
What book are you reading and what's it about?
It's called School Ship Tobermory, and it's about two people, one's a boy and one's a girl, and they're on a submarine trip, and then they find a big boat that is a school on the boat, and then they go and live on the boat for a year, and then they go and go back home. So it's basically like this school but on a boat.
At the moment I'm reading a book called Southampton's Lucky Jim. It's about a cop in Southampton working at the docks in the 1950s, and I'm doing a bit of research for a book that I'm writing at the moment myself. So.
What book are you reading and what is it about?
The dinosaur who pooped the moon.
And I've been reading an old favourite, which is an annual, and it's Oor Willie and the Broons.
Dheha lefog agus dheha miin. Hamisha lefog dustbin baby agus haimi ein and nien sure that ha fi baby agus I also love I mean shin
Dheha ha lefog agus dheha miin.
Hamisha lefog little pair agus haimi ein a ha a gene of show agus ha you saving life at dunya. Dé ha levoch agus dé ha mien.
Hamisha levoch your antanium star switch agus hamion diacalican agus ha at the switching na biehe achga agus ha usach ma.
What book are you reading and what's it about?
At the moment, I'm reading The Chess Men by Peter May. It's a murder and it's set in the island of Lewis. It's fantastic.
Dé le ha levoch agus dé ha mien.
Hamisha levoch an Phoenix. Hamien mar Jefford comics on an book. We're fighting it every weekend, every week. Agus had oversach funny.
I've not actually started this book. I'm going to start it tonight. I just got given it by Miss McIntosh, and she suggested that because the primary class that she has is reading it, and it's called Casper, Prince of Cats, and it's all about a cat that's living the life in the Savoy Hotel, and he ends up in a sort of passenger liner, a bit like the Titanic.
What book are you reading, Zoe? I'm reading Harry Potter and the Goblet of Fire as well, and I started it a couple of weeks ago, and it's very, very good.
Hello Eddie, what book are you reading?
Well, I am reading Harry Potter and the Goblet of Fire. I just started it last night because we went away on the weekend and my auntie got them for me, and it's really good.